Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Rhiannon and today I'm giving you guys my June TBR and the 12th round of Rhiannon's Bookish Bingo. Yes, you heard that correctly. Today's round is the 12th, which means that it is Bookish Bingo's first birthday. And so this round is actually going to be a very special one. Instead of choosing which books I'm going to be reading myself, I have asked 5 lovely Booktube friends to choose those books for me. So I am very excited but also very scared. June is my last month of placement as well, so I will be very busy, so hopefully these lovely Booktubers haven't been too mean. But the way that everything's worked out is that I did spin the bingo cage as per usual. I got my prompts and then I sent the prompts off to my lovely friends, and then I did also send them some photos of my shelves and the list to my own TBR page on Goodreads. So they basically had free reign, but they did know which books were on my TBR, so hopefully I don't get a book that I've already read, but if I do, I guess it'll just have to be a reread. If this is your first time watching a Bookish Bingo video, hello, welcome. I will quickly go over what this TBR game is about, but if you would like any more information, I will leave the Bookish Bingo playlist down below for you so that you can check it out and familiarise yourself with the game. But essentially all I do is I spin the bingo cage. Every ball in here has a number on it and every number corresponds to a prompt, and so normally what I would do is I would personally choose a book that relates to that specific prompt, but like I said, today is a very special round and my friends will be choosing my books for me. Last month we didn't manage to cross off any numbers on the bingo board, so I'm really hoping we can get one crossed off this month. But before we dive into the first spin, please do check to make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. Around half the people who watch my videos aren't actually subscribed, and so if you do find yourself watching my videos regularly and find that you do enjoy them, it would truly mean the world to me if you could click that little button. And if you don't want to miss out on any new videos from me, please do remember to click the little bell icon near the subscriber button as well. Right, I'm sorry that this has been a very long intro, but without further ado, let's just dive into the first spin. Spin number 1 gave us number 12. So the first spin gave us number 12, and unfortunately guys, number 12 is not on the bingo board. The prompt for that though is TBR Vet, so a book that I've had on my shelves for way too long, and the booktuber that has chosen a book for this prompt for me is Carys from Carys' Corner. And I do have the videos saved onto my phone. I haven't watched them yet, so let's find out which book Carys has chosen for me to read this month.
Hi Rhiannon, thank you so much for having me on your channel. My prompt was to pick a backlist title for you, and the one that I've decided to go for is The Clockwork Sparrow by Catherine Woodfine. This one was published in 2015, so I definitely think it counts as being a backlist title as it's been out for a few years now. The reason why I picked this one is first of all because I have it and haven't read it, and I want you to read it so you can tell me if it's good or not. And secondly, just because we've both really loved the Murder Most Unladylike series by Robin Stevens, which is another middle grade mystery, and I feel like this one is compared to that quite a lot. As with that one, the setting of this one is also historical, and this one is also set in a department store, which just sounds so cool. So I'm really hoping you enjoy it, and then you may want to carry on with the rest of the series. Good luck with your TBR, and I can't wait to see what everyone else has picked for you. Bye!
Okay, so the book that Carys chose for me is The Mystery of the Clockwork Sparrow by Catherine Woodfine. I do just want to mention, I think Carys messed up on the prompts there. When I was trying to explain the prompt to her and explain what she had to do, I did say it could be a backlist book, so a book that I've owned that's been out for years, and I think that might have confused her a little bit. But yes, Carys' prompt should have been TBR Vet, but luckily this one does count for that too, so we're just gonna roll with it. Like Carys said, this is a book that's been out since 2015, and I believe I did buy it at the time it was released, so definitely a TBR Vet. It's been on my shelves for around 6 years now, so in a way I'm really glad that Carys decided to choose this one for me, because I honestly don't know when I would have gotten to it otherwise. If you guys know me at all, you'll know that murder mysteries are my favourite types of books to read. I just think they're so fun and interesting, and I'm excited to see what I think of this one. I'm not actually sure if this is a middle grade murder mystery or if it is young adult. It doesn't really say, but either way, it's a murder mystery set in a department store, which is something I've never really read about, and that in itself has me really intrigued. So thank you so much Carys for choosing this book for me. I cannot wait to get to it, and I will definitely let you know my thoughts on it after I've read it. Spin number 2 gave us number 61. Spin number 2 gave us number 61. And once again, 61 is not on the bingo board. But the prompt for that is backlist book. So we've already had TBR Vet, which Carys called backlist book, but this is the actual prompt for backlist book. And the booktuber that's going to be choosing a book for me for this prompt is Chloe from Chloe Reads Books.
Hi Rhiannon, thanks for letting me choose a book to go onto your TBR. For your backlist book, I would love you to read Wonder by RJ Palacio. So I'm holding up my copy. I absolutely love this book. It is the best middle grade I've ever read, and I really think you'll like it too. This is about August, who has a facial difference that has kept him out of mainstream school. His parents are terrified that he will get bullied, so he's not gone into school, and he's now entering 5th grade, and he's going to a mainstream school. So this is all about how he learns to interact with other kids, how they learn to interact with him in a caring way and an accepting way. And it's about his parents accepting that the world isn't easy for him, and also his sister dealing with how she feels about everything. So it's just such an emotional and overwhelming story, and I feel like you're really going to love it. Well, I hope you really love it.
So the book that Chloe's chosen for me is Wonder by RJ Palacio, and luckily I don't have to tell you much about this book because Chloe did such an amazing job. But this is another one that's been on my shelves for years, and I'm honestly very embarrassed at the fact that I still haven't read this one yet. I have put it onto a few TBRs in the past, but for some reason I never get to it, and I believe it's because it deals with such sensitive topics, and I just never feel like I'm in the right headspace to sit down and read a book like this. Saying that though, I am really glad that Chloe has chosen this book for me. I feel like it's going to be such an important read, and I do finally feel like I'm in a better headspace now to pick up something like this. So thank you, Chloe, for finally making me get around to this book. I've heard nothing but amazing things about this, and I cannot wait to see what it's all about. Spin number 3 gave us number 8. So spin number 3 gave us number 8, and number 8 is not on the bingo board. The prompt for that though is adult fantasy, which I'm very excited about. And for this one, the lovely Rachel from Rachel Carys will be choosing the book for me.
Hey, I hope your TBR bingo isn't going too badly for you, because for adult fantasy, I'm challenging you to read Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Good luck, and I hope you enjoy it.
Wow, these guys have done an amazing job so far of choosing books off of my shelves that have been there for way too long. And as you've just heard, Rachel has chosen Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo for me for this prompt. I always say I want to read this book during September, October time, and every year when those 2 months come around, I never actually pick this up. It's one that I'm so interested in. I've heard a lot of mixed opinions on it, and I really do want to form my own thoughts. And I'm actually so glad that this is the book that Rachel chose. For this one, I am just going to read you the synopsis, because would it be a TBR video for me if I didn't read you a synopsis? But it does just say, Alex Stern is the most unlikely member of Yale's freshman class, a dropout and the sole survivor of a horrific unsolved crime. The last thing she wants is to cause trouble, not when Yale was supposed to be her fresh start, but a free ride to one of the world's most prestigious universities was bound to come with a catch. Alex has been tasked with monitoring the mysterious activities of Yale's secret societies, societies that have yielded some of the most famous and influential people in the world. Now there's a dead girl on campus, and Alex seems to be the only person who won't accept the neat answer the police and campus administration have come up with for her murder. Because Alex knows the secret societies are far more sinister and extraordinary than anyone ever imagined. They tamper with forbidden magic, they raise the dead, and sometimes they prey on the living. This sounds like exactly my type of book. I honestly don't know why I keep doing this to myself, guys, but I keep putting off books that I feel like are going to be favourites of mine just because the hype has gotten to me. So once again, a massive thank you to Rachel for choosing this one for me. I'm very excited to dive into it, and I cannot wait to see what I think. Spin number 4 gave us number 26. So for spin number 4 we got number 26. And are we surprised, guys, that number 26 is not on the bingo board? I don't know at this point. It's really not looking good for us, but let's just carry on and hope for the best in the next 2 spins. But the prompt for this one is most recent purchase, and so for this one I am going to be the one that chooses the book, only because you guys know me by now. You've seen my monthly book hauls. I do buy a lot of books, and honestly it's really hard to keep track of my newest purchases, but the one I'm about to show you guys did arrive yesterday, which is perfect timing for this video. But that one is All Our Hidden Gifts by Caroline O'Donoghue. Not only is this my most recent purchase, but it is actually a very new release. All I knew about this one before pre-ordering it is that it did involve tarot cards and a murder, so straight away you knew I was interested. And it does just say, Maeve Chambers doesn't have any special gifts. That is until she finds a dusty old pack of tarot cards and starts giving uncannily accurate readings to everyone around her. But when she reads for her ex-boyfriend's friend Lily, a strange card appears in the deck, and everything goes wrong. Lily doesn't come to school the next day, or the next, and Maeve knows she's been taken somewhere the police will never find her. Only the cards and something older, something even more powerful, can bring her back. Doesn't that just sound like the best thing ever, guys? It's also not too long. It's just under 400 pages, I think. Yeah, around 395. So it should also be a quick read. Murder mysteries do tend to be quite fast reads for me because they do have that fast-paced feel to them, especially towards the end when things are revealed. So I do feel like this is one I'm going to fly through and hopefully really enjoy. It's not very clear, but spin number 5 did give us number 21. For spin number 5, we got number 21, and unfortunately number 21 is not on the bingo board. But the prompt for that is retelling, and the booktuber that will be choosing a book for me for this one is Rebecca from Rebecca Books.
Okay, Rhiannon, so the prompt, obviously, retelling. I decided to choose Cinderella is Dead. I don't know who it's by, but I hope you enjoy it, and thank you for choosing me to choose your book. Have fun reading it.
Okay, so as you saw there, Rebecca has chosen Cinderella is Dead by Kaylin Bayron. This is another one that I pre-ordered, but surprise surprise, I still haven't gotten to it, and so thank you to Rebecca for choosing this one for me to read this month. If you couldn't tell, this is a Cinderella retelling. I'm not too sure on what the book is about, but all I know is that it does follow a group of girls 200 years in the future, and this is after Cinderella's story has happened in a way, where every year, or at least I think it's every year, young girls have to present themselves at balls to a group of suitors, and if any of the girls aren't chosen, then they are never seen or heard from again. So I believe they are killed or disposed of in some way, and our main character of course does not want to be put in this situation. She would much prefer to marry her childhood best friend Erin, and so on the night of her ball she does decide to flee to Cinderella's mausoleum, and that's where she finds some descendants of Cinderella, and I guess they all come together to form a plot to take down the king and this new weird society. This sounds absolutely brilliant. I love the story of Cinderella, so I really cannot wait to see this new modern twist on it. It does also include an FF romance, which we love to see. So all in all, Rebecca, I feel like this is a very good pick, and I do just want to say thank you again for choosing this book for me. And for spin number 6, we got number 45. So our final spin gave us number 45, and I'm so sorry guys, but once again 45 is not on the bingo board, which means that our giveaway will have to be pushed back another month. I'm honestly so annoyed. I do hate this game sometimes because it's random. I don't have any control over it, and obviously we've now had 2 months in a row where we haven't crossed off a single number on the board. The last prompt though is standalone, so any book that's not in a series, and for this one I have the lovely India from What India Read to choose my book for me.
Hi guys, it's India. So for my prompt I got standalone, and because it is me I had to choose a thriller. So we are going with Blood Orange by Harriet Tice. Maybe we could do a little thriller buddy read, Rhiannon. Who knows? But whatever we do, I hope you enjoy it.
So of course I couldn't ask India to choose a standalone for me and expect her to go for anything other than a thriller, and as you saw she's chosen Blood Orange by Harriet Tice. And yes India, I would love to buddy read this if you're up for it. This is quite a new release, I want to say. I did buy it around 2 months ago now, and to be honest I do keep glancing over at my shelves for this book because I have been wanting to pick it up, but I've held off because I have been busy. I've been trying to prioritise other things, but now the time has come where I can finally read this book. This is also such good timing because I am quite busy at the minute. Like I keep saying, thrillers and murder mysteries are quite fast-paced reads, so it shouldn't take me too long to get through this book. It depends if me and India do read it, what the schedule is that we come up with, and I have really gotten into my thrillers lately as well, mainly because of India. I think the first book she recommended for me to read was Verity by Colleen Hoover. I picked it up and I loved it, and then I read The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware, which I didn't love, but it was fun reading it and sharing my experience with India, and so yeah, now I'm on a weird thriller kick, which I'm not really mad about, to be honest with you. All it says on the back of this one is Alison has it all, a loving family and a career on the rise. She's just been given her first murder case to defend, but all is never as it seems. Oh, that just sounds so good. My mum has also read this recently as well, and she said that she absolutely loved it, and I'd say it's quite hard to please my mum when it comes to thrillers, so I'm honestly so excited to dive into this book now. Once again, a massive thank you to India for choosing this book for me. I honestly don't think you could have chosen a better one, and I'm so excited to dive into this. Okay, so these are all of the books that have been chosen to me by my lovely booktube friends, and obviously the one chosen by myself. I'm actually loving this stack of books. They're all quite different, and I feel like that's what I need at the minute because I have been feeling quite slumpy recently. So honestly guys, I cannot wait to dive into all of these. Once again, a massive thank you to all my lovely booktube friends for taking part in this video and for choosing me these books. I will of course leave all of their links down below, so please do check them out if you haven't already. But we're not actually done yet guys. As much as I'm thanking my booktube friends, they've all also done me dirty this month. So in the first 2 weeks of June, myself, Chloe and Rachel are hosting a read-along. And if you know anything about that read-along, you'll know which book I'm about to show. But if you don't and you're feeling clueless and you're sitting there in suspense, I will just tell you now. The book that we've decided to read is A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. This book is massive and no one chose it for me as part of my TBR, which means that this is an extra book in itself and I'm terrified for it. So this edition is 720 pages. Hopefully though, the fact that I'm reading it as part of a read along with some of my friends and with you guys will make it a little less daunting and will definitely help me to pick it up. But all I know about this book is that it's made everyone cry, and to be honest, I just want to experience this book for myself, but also not for myself because I am going to be experiencing it with a bunch of lovely people all at the same time, so we can come together and cry our eyes out over this book. And I will just read you the blurb for this one because honestly I feel like everyone talks about this book but no one actually knows what it's about unless they've read it. So it says, when 4 classmates from a small Massachusetts college moved to New York to make their way, they're broke, adrift and buoyed only by their friendship and ambition. There is kind, handsome Willem, an aspiring actor, JB, a quick-witted, sometimes cruel painter pursuing fame in the arts world, Malcolm, a frustrated architect at a prominent firm, and withdrawn, brilliant, enigmatic Jude, who serves as their centre of gravity. Over the decades, their relationships deepen and darken, tinged by addiction, success, and pride. Yet their greatest challenge each comes to realise is Jude himself. By midlife, a terrifyingly talented lawyer, yet an increasingly broken man, his mind and body scarred by an unspeakable childhood, and haunted by a degree of trauma that he fears he will not only be unable to overcome, but that will define his life forever. In a novel of extraordinary intelligence and heart, Yanagihara has fashioned a masterful depiction of heartbreak and a dark and haunting examination of the tyranny of experience and memory. So yes, this sounds like it's going to deal with a lot of heavy topics. Saying that though, I do feel like I need this book at the minute. If you don't know, last month I did suffer a loss in my family and that has taken a massive toll on me, but I feel like I can't express myself in a way. I don't know if that's the right word, but I feel like reading a book with these heavy topics will give me some sort of outlet, but will also be somewhat relatable to me. So that's what I'm hoping. Like I said, I do feel mentally stronger this month, and I don't think that this book will trigger me in any way. I just want to feel the release of emotions, and I want to dive into this book and read it with this lovely community. So if you would like to join that read along, I will leave all the information down below for you guys, but it is for the first 2 weeks of June, and then as you can see I have my tabs in because Chloe has very kindly sorted out this book into daily page counts. So if you do click the Discord link down below, it will take you there and you can do this for yourself. You obviously don't have to stick to that, you can read as much as you want or as little as you want, but we are planning to have a live show discussion for this book at the end of the month on my channel, but the date and time for that is yet to be confirmed, so definitely keep an eye out. And also please do let me know if you're planning on participating in the read along, I would love to know. And then the last book that I feel like I'll have to read in June is The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. I'm so excited for this book, guys, I really cannot tell you. This book is so hyped at the minute and I really want to get in on that. I did buy this book when it first came out, so it was a couple of months ago now, and obviously I still haven't read it, which is a very common theme here on this channel. It's one that I've been wanting to pick up every single month, but again, there have just been books that I've had to prioritise over this one, and so I never do end up picking this one up. Thankfully though, this month Rachel and I have decided to buddy read this, so again, not only will it be a very fun murder mystery, I will also get to experience it and discuss it with one of my best friends here on Booktube. And to be honest guys, what more could you want? I'm so excited for it. I feel like this is going to be one of my new favourite books. You know when you just have that feeling? That's the feeling I get with this book. It very much reminds me of the setting of the Miss Marple books, and that alone just has me wanting to pick it up as soon as possible. So for this one it says, in a peaceful retirement village, 4 unlikely friends meet up once a week to investigate unsolved murders. But when a brutal killing takes place on their very doorstep, the Thursday Murder Club find themselves in the middle of their first live case. Elizabeth, Joyce, Ibrahim and Ron might be pushing 80, but they still have a few tricks up their sleeves. Can our unorthodox but brilliant gang catch the killer before it's too late? This just sounds like it's going to be such a fun ride. Obviously the killing aspect of it isn't that fun, but I'm here for a group of older characters sitting down trying to solve a murder mystery, and I do love Richard Osman, who is the author as well. If you don't know, he is one of the co-hosts for Pointless, which is a game show I guess in the UK. He is so clever and so well read that I feel like his books are just going to reflect that, and yeah, I just cannot wait to dive into this and share my thoughts on it with Rachel and with you guys. Right guys, you'll be pleased to know that we have finally made it to the end. This is my set TBR for June. Honestly, I'm a bit scared because there are some chunky books on there, and with this being my last 2-3 weeks of placement, it's going to be so busy. But hopefully I can read these books as a form of escapism. Like I keep saying, I'm very excited for all of these, and I do feel like I want to get to each and every one of them, especially because my booktube friends have gone to the trouble of choosing books for me. But yeah, here we are. This is my June TBR. They are hurting my arms right now, so I am going to put them down. But please do let me know down below if you've read any of these books, and if you have, what you thought of them. I always find that really interesting, and I'd love to have a little chat with you guys. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. I've had a lot of fun putting it all together. If you have watched this video all the way through, please do leave some murder mystery type of emojis for me. I know that sounds pretty vague, but I guess you can interpret that how you will. I think what I would choose is the eyes emoji and a magnifying glass or something, so anything you want to interpret a murder mystery, please do leave those emojis down below for me. Whilst you're down in the comments, please don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and to click the subscribe button if you haven't already and you do want to see more content from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. It truly does mean the world to me, and I will see you soon in my next video. Goodbye!